Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, MDI, BFA, and a bunch of other acronyms. I have no idea. As Convert to Raid presents CTR, presents BNN, the Battlenet News. Oh, wait, hold on a sec. It's this one. There we go. Man, I tell you, music is a real problem sometimes, isn't it? Hi, everybody. From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is February 20th, 2018, and it is now 9:13 in the p.m. Central Time. Welcome to the show, everybody, and thanks for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. My name is Pat Crane. I am the host with the most... I don't know. And as always, the players are here. First, we'll go to the laugher from Lagging Balls and Battlenet Sports and DoubleTap.com. It's Thyst. Hey, Thyst.
Hi.
Hi.
Host with the most.
Well, you know.
The most what?
That part is uncertain. I have no idea. I wasn't planning on saying anything.
Science doesn't know. Science will never know.
Science does not know. Also from Merely a Setback, you know him as Sharku!
I was going to say the host with the most back hair.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good thing to have the most of, right? Keeps you warm in the winter.
I'm not sure.
I would know.
I'm not so sure about that.
Let's be honest. I'm the host with the most body hair.
I
wear
love
most
back
of it.
hair.
I wear most of it on my face.
See, where I come from, in my country, the hairier you are, the more you, survive.
Right. It's
so that's, inherently attractive to females.
Survival technique.
In my country?
In Canada, yes. Well, welcome, guys, and welcome, Twitch chat. Welcome, you guys at home or wherever you are. Thank you so much for joining us. We do have quite a bit to talk about this week as we kind of dive into all of the different Blizzard games, especially WoW. Lots of stuff to talk about. So yeah, it's a good week. We've got Alpha to talk about. We've got MDI to talk about. But first, let's maybe do a slow roll into the week's news, and let's just talk about what we've been up to. Thyst,
yeah.
What have you been up to in games wise?
Games wise,
yeah.
Let's see. Just a lot of raiding, as usual. Of course, I missed the night that my raid got Heroic Argus down, so that's great.
Well, congratulations to the guys, though. That's awesome.
Yeah, congratulations to them. That's going to be great. But
I'll give them a big round of applause. There we go.
Thank you.
I like those guys. They're fun.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
You're still an honorary member. Maybe you and I can get carried.
Sure. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I have 0 gear now. I need all the gear.
Yeah, you don't need gear. Just need some friends to carry you, or acquaintances, or whatever you want to call them. Let's see. Okay. So ever since I've been playing Overwatch, ever since Deathmatch came out, because that was more recent, Chateau Guillard, I've been trying to win it, and you have to get 20 kills, and you're up against other people, and it's all up to you, and it's basically a little bit of luck, depending on what other people choose, and it's a little bit of skill. You have to be good at what you pick. But I won. I finally won a match. Yes, and I was streaming.
What were you playing?
Soldier.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was landing my Helix rockets like crazy.
That's good.
And I feel good.
I always go in as Lucio and try to boop people off of the platform.
Does that work?
Nope, never works.
Oh.
I can't win that way. So
you could try harder.
Yeah, I suppose I could do that, or I could get good.
Yeah, you could get good.
Noob. I've heard that one as well. Yep.
I'd never call you a noob to your face.
Well, it's a good thing that typing, the type chat just kind of says what it says.
You're welcome.
Shark, how about you? How are the Aspera guys doing? And how's stuff
about that? We're doing good. We've had a lot of people that are taking a break, and they're just chilling, and we're kind of burnt out. All right. We did some what do you go? Time walking?
Yeah.
Time walking rating.
How was the time walking?
Back to Ulduar. Were you really good?
Yeah.
We got almost all the bosses dead in the first night, and then we went back and cleaned up on a second night, and then we decided we wanted to do an alt raid. I did a big poll of everybody, like, hey, those of you that want to keep playing, do you want to try to get some people? Because I don't want to recruit right now, because we have quite a few people interested in the team, especially when BFA comes back, and I don't want to recruit now for Mythic, because we're going to have 50 people on the roster during BFA, and it's going to be like, no, it would start a whole nother team.
Sure.
So, which, I mean, we could probably do that too, but what do you guys want to do? And so a lot of people have been like, we're going to roll some alts, and we're just going to kind of start progression over again, and we're going to pick different roles and different classes and do different stuff. Melee switch to range, and range. I've never healed for in-game content before.
What?
I've tanked, I've played melee, I've played range. I've never done healing.
You got to do it.
So I'm going to try healing.
It's a good experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
What class are you choosing for healing?
The only healing class I have on the Alliance is that I had anywhere close to 100 was Shaman. So we're going Shaman.
Shaman's cool. I like Shaman.
I like Shaman. Yeah. And I checked the specs out right now. Like, all the healers are really close as far as numbers go.
Sure.
So, and the whole idea, just keep people alive, and our Shaman that we had on our team, first of all, Him Totem is just incredible. His name is Him Totem, and he's like parses in like the top 1%. I think he was top 5 in the world.
Wow.
And one of his parses once for our kills.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it was a later parse, but still, I mean, it's absolutely nuts the kind of numbers he can do. And so just shows you how bad the rest of our healers are now.
Sure.
I'm just going to make fun of my healers in public.
Yeah.
No,
I don't need them or anything.
Yeah. One of them's there. But anyway, one of them's going to be my boss coming up soon when I have to start healing. So he's going to be the heal lead, and so he's going to yell at me.
Mm-hmm.
I said totem. Which totem? I have like 9 totems.
Oh boy.
Anyway, but yeah, so we're doing that.
Yeah.
And I've also been creating World of Warcraft characters in Skyrim. That's what I like to do. I created Sylvanas.
Oh my God, you're a nerd.
Super nerd. So she's a dark elf that walks around. She's very sneaky. She has a bow. Right? She turned her into a vampire.
She's a banshee.
Obviously. Well,
right.
Yeah, but
right. Vampire's close.
The closest thing they have is vampire, right?
That's totally cool.
So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna make Arthas is gonna be all heavy armor and 2 hands, and he's gonna be a vampire.
All right.
All right.
Is everybody just a vampire in your world? Like, are you like
vampire?
Still reeling from the whole Twilight phenomenon?
Thrall's not going to be a vampire. He's going to be an orc that wields 2 hands, so he's going to have a big 2-handed mace.
But he's secretly a vampire?
Secretly not a vampire.
But he's also a vampire. Yes.
He's going to fight. He's going to be a good guy. Give him some destruction magic so he can do chain lightning. Oh, yeah.
Lightning bolt.
I got lightning bolt. I am a
I need to get the nerd alert back. Damn it. I need to get that back on the soundboard. That's
Don't replace the fart sound though, okay?
No, the fart sound will totally stay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. You are welcome. Let's see. What else can I I know. I've got a couple of things to talk about before we actually get into the show. Last week, I talked about this a little bit, and that is that we here at Convert to Raid are actually looking for a volunteer writer. Actually, probably a few. And we opened up applications last week for those guys that want to check it out and maybe try to start writing about their favorite games or about their favorite esport or whatever the case may be. You can go over to battlenetnews.com. That's where the application is. And so if you want to become a volunteer writer, you can go over there. We're gonna leave it open for a few weeks and then get back to people and all that kind of stuff. But if you have any interest, go over to battlenetnews.com and go apply over there. And just as a note, and Thyst, I know that I was talking to you yesterday.
What?
Well, because Battlenet Sports.
Oh, right.
Right?
I was like, why are you telling everybody about our secret conversations?
No, just as a little notice. So we talk about Battlenet sports every week. And I was talking with Jules as well, but we were talking about, the OWL, we were talking about MDI, we were talking about Arena. With Jules, we were talking HGC. They're getting ready for the Western Clash in a couple of weeks, and I've been talking to Joss about Hearthstone stuff and all this kind of stuff. So if esports, Blizzard esports are your bag, baby, I'm sure. Make sure to look on your favorite podcatcher of choice for Battlenet Sports, because it's now on its own feed. I'm just reminding everybody that it's there because we do it every week. Just want to make sure that I'm still promoting it.
Yeah, it's a really good show.
It's fun. It's
so much fun.
It's fun and it's different and it's fun.
Yes. Like, if you're feeling overwhelmed by all of the esports stuff that's going on at the exact same time, all of the time, it's a really good resource to just sort of like get the facts and get some perspective on things. And
especially like after busy weeks in esports, which seems to be pretty much every weekend. We're talking about, I thought this last week was going to be easy. I thought, Overwatch League is off this week. We've got like a shortened schedule for HGC. We've got, kind of not really a heck of a lot going on with Hearthstone esports. And so, there's nothing going on. But it ended up being like a half-hour show. And we talked all about all the different things that were going on in the Blizzard esports universe. So
exactly. So if you guys don't have any time to watch all of the esports all of the time, let us do that for you.
Right. Because we're going to do it anyway.
Yeah. We don't have lives.
Might as well help you out a little bit. Right. So I think that's all I've got as far as announcements. But now we're moving into something weird known as the Convert Trade Top 10. Woo! Yes, it's the top 10. And this week we have got the whoops. I forgot my music. There it is. Back there somewhere. All right. We've got the top 10 class changes on Battle for Azeroth Alpha. The top 10 class changes on BFA Alpha. And here we go. Number 10 is no more hunter pet pathing issues. Yeah, right. It's number 10. All right. Number 9, Brewmaster Monks too drunk for alpha, sitting out until beta. That's a thing. Yeah. Number 8, when unholy DKs fight holy priests, both cancel each other out and explode into a fine mist.
Ooh, a fine mist.
A fine mist. Right. And here's one for you. Number 7, Frost Mage's Cone of Cold, now available in waffle.
That's funny. I get it. I was like a cone, like an ice cream cone.
Right.
That's funny because I get it.
Yeah. All right. Number 6, class change in BFA Alpha is druids have more specs and include bear, kitty, chicken, tree, sleepy, dopey, and doc. They're the dwarves now. Number... What? What?
Very good.
What?
Nothing.
What? All right.
Nothing.
Number 5. Paladin's Judgment now 50% more politically correct. Number 4. Outlaw Rogues now come standard with black cowboy hat. It's true. It's automatic transmog for you. Yep. Number 3. Enhancement Shamans suspended for doping. They're just out. They're just out now.
They shouldn't be. They can't be enhanced. They can't. You gotta come on. There's rules.
There are rules.
Oh, I get it. Like roids. Like roided out. Like shamans all roided.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
That's it. That's the one. All right. Number 2. Arms warriors now working out legs.
It's now leg day.
It's leg day.
It's leg
expansion.
Leg expansion. All right. And the number 1 class change on BFA Alpha. Fire mages and destruction warlocks finally becoming the same damn thing. There we go. Yeah.
I'm really happy about Arms Warriors. The Arms Warriors change is the biggest one for me.
Right.
They're working out legs because maybe one or two of my warriors will actually kick a spell during the next expansion. That's really what I need to have happen.
The
last one, you didn't like that one? You didn't like that?
Can you go back and change it?
Fire Mages and Destruction Warlocks are
actually Fire Mages and Destruction Warlocks play completely differently, Pat.
Yeah, Pat. Actually, they're like different things.
Yeah, one uses arcane magic, and the other nope. They don't use arcane. It's fire.
Some of the fire you can turn it green and it slides along the floor. Look, come on.
Right.
And Fire Mages can shoot a firebird, out of their hands.
Oh, I see how it goes. I see how it goes. All right, let's
move. You take that talent now. Hey,
yeah, shoot a bird. I'm always going to shoot birds.
Boy. All right,
out of my hand.
We're moving on to the news. It's time for the news. First up, we've got like a little thing going on, kind of in the background. Blizzard is working on a thing. It's kind of a secret thing, but it's not really a secret thing. But there's an NDI, so it's definitely a secret thing.
We have to. I thought we were talking with our hands.
We have to talk like this.
I like to caress the mic when I do this. How you guys doing? Can anybody hear us when we do this?
Yeah, no, they can.
Is this a secret?
Like a lot. All right. So it seems that Warcraft 3 streamers are streaming over to California for something, and I don't know what it is. But
you think it's just a massive coincidence?
I don't think so.
It's gotta be.
Because yeah, right. Because they're all trying to get their US visas just in time for whatever's happening. And we think it has something to do with Warcraft 3? It's Warcraft 3
They're all Warcraft 3 pro streamers.
Yeah, so it's Hawk, Foggy, Grubby, and Dopey and Duck. I'm pretty sure.
Those,
they're not streamers. They're
okay.
Those are dwarves. But there is an NDA, so nobody's talking about anything. What I want to know is, what do you think it is? I want some speculation, some tinfoil hat time. What do you think this announcement could mean?
I know that it is absolutely 100% not Warcraft 4. Stop saying that. It's not Warcraft 4. It's not going to happen.
No,
it's not going to happen.
It's not going to be Warcraft 4. I really don't think so. There's part of me that would really love that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was a betting man,
are you?
Yes.
How much you want to bet that you're not?
7.
Okay.
Okay.
7. I want to bet 7.
All
7
right.
what? Just 7.
Just 7.
But yeah, I really don't think it's Warcraft 4. I think that the most likely thing that it's going to be is either going to be a Warcraft 3 remaster, like they did for StarCraft, and like they did for Diablo 1.
Okay.
Right? That's what I think it's going to be. But I'll let Thyst give what she thinks is going to be before I'll tell you what I want it to be.
Thyst, what do you think it will be?
Aside from like being a huge coincidence, I don't know. Maybe they're just revamping Warcraft 3 and they're bringing all these streamers together because it's going to be a thing. Like they want them to try it out, see how it measures up, and then maybe they might do some kind of like big reveal on Twitch, maybe some kind of tourney or something, or just sort of like feature them. Like maybe they'll put like Warcraft 3 on the Battlenet launcher and then, feature these guys later on when they're streaming. But, obviously it could be something for mobile because I feel like Warcraft 3 could not in its entirety, but it could be somewhat, easy to translate to a phone game.
Right. So
somehow so.
Those are the two popular theories, I think. And
that's what I want it to be.
Right. And
is a mobile.
Well, and if you remember back in early fall, like September-ish type of.
Can't remember back that far.
I know. I can barely remember last week.
I remember. I know exactly what you're about to say.
There was a job posting.
Yes, there was.
For a mobile developer. And I can't remember exactly what it said, but I remember
like knowledge of the Warcraft universe or something like that.
And it was for a mobile RTS or something like that, right?
Mobile RTS with knowledge of the Warcraft universe. So it was this idea that they wanted to do some sort of, and that that's what I hope it is. I'm not sure if that's what it's going to be, but what I would like to do, even instead of a Warcraft 3 in your phone, which would be awesome, by the way.
Right.
Really awesome. And I would play it every day and lose my job. But what I would kind of like to see is not like an official like Warcraft 4, like we're getting a new RTS to play on the computer, but like a Warcraft RTS that parallels the storyline that happens in WoW. So it's a new RTS. It's not Warcraft 3. But that's what I really want to see is some different, like a different perspective on this whole war. Now that we're going for Battle for Azeroth, we have this big Horde versus Alliance thing going on again. And now we're playing, instead of playing the Warcraft 3 characters and Warcraft 3, structures and all that, we update it a little bit. We keep the same engine. We keep but we create new stories, and we're using Sylvanas as the war chief. We're using Anduin, and we have these current characters that we have, and it's a storyline that goes parallel. That's what I thought. We talked about that on merely a setback a little bit. I think that'd be really cool. I think that's less likely than Warcraft 4.
So there was something.
That's what I want to see.
There was something that I saw just before the show, and it kind of almost denies the mobile game app thing completely, because what it was a data mine thing that was a launcher for Warcraft 3 that was actually like an installer launcher window thing. And so I saw that just before the show, and I'm like, oh man. So it does, in my mind, it's probably more a remastered Warcraft 3, which would be really cool, and put it up on the launcher and make sure that people play it and have fun, and especially with BFA, I think that it's a great companion to that in a lot of ways. And so it's just kind of nice.
It might be nice to like give the people who are really wanting to try new vanilla, something to do while that's still in production, because that's not going to come out for a while.
Right.
At this point.
That's like pre-vanilla. I don't even know. That's like no flavor. It's like zero flavor.
It's plain.
French vanilla.
Français.
That's what it is. So and I don't know how well it would transfer over to mobile, and mobile is kind of a weird thing anyway. But I mean, it could be on mobile as well. You never know.
I think that would be interesting, and I think they're at least trying to do something like that.
Sure,
because of the success that they've had with Hearthstone, and how I don't want to say that most of their players play on a mobile device, but I think there's probably a hefty amount. I don't know if they even have numbers available for that kind of thing, but I mean, I always play on my phone. Like that's what I do at work thing, So the success that you have, right? Exactly. I play it on my phone.
Can.
Right.
I play it on the can. Sure.
Everybody does.
You got to play it
effective toilet time.
That's right.
And like in the 14 years that I've been playing World of Warcraft, I've always wanted to play it on the can. So like this is, like if there was like a Warcraft 3 for your phone on the can, like that's almost your dream coming true.
Yeah.
Or at least my dream.
Sure. I think it would be cool. The other thing that somebody said, somebody mentioned Warfronts in the chat a little while ago, and that's actually a really interesting. I'm wondering if, I don't know if this reveal has anything to do with Warfronts, but I'm wondering if the whole RTS thing is some sort of parallel Warfront platform. Like, do you know how we have the mobile app for followers and stuff?
Right.
For Legion.
Yep.
If they're going to make a Warfronts RTS game that works with whatever the Warfronts, because we still don't even know much about the Warfronts.
So in BFA, I don't think so.
I don't think that's what this is, but I'm wondering if that's not what the art. But
I don't know.
Is this like speculation beard?
Yeah,
speculation beard.
Tinfoil beard. That's what.
Yeah,
that's what he did there.
There is probably some tinfoil in here somewhere.
Wow.
What else is in there?
This is
Wow.
I don't. There's
What's the weirdest thing you've ever found in your beard?
Oh my god! I'm trying to think of. I don't even know.
Skittles.
Skittles, like a whole bag.
Maybe.
Yeah, a whole bag of Skittles.
Maybe.
Like the pound bag, though, the big one.
It's like reminding me of that episode of Family Guy where Peter grows a beard and lets a bird nest in his.
Oh yeah, those like birds.
Oh,
I like that.
Oh boy!
I'm gonna
All
get
right.
me a beard.
All right, so we've got that, and hopefully, so this announcement, it should be coming at the end of the month, we think, and yeah, so we'll be looking forward to it for sure. We'll figure out what it is, and we will report it back when we can. But for now, I think we do have to move on to World of Warcraft.
A clever strategy.
Thank you, Thrall. All right,
Welcome.
Thyst.
Yeah.
We talked about this yesterday. I'm going to talk about it on this show too because you know, we come from raiding and from competitive PvE and WoW, and we're all about that PvE on this show. And
Yeah,
this is all about PvE. The MDI, the Mythic Dungeon Invitational, is back, and I think for that we got to do this.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big one of those.
So, what is happening with the MDI? What do we know as far as like the initial stage? They've kind of told people what they need to do. But
Yes.
what is that information? What do people need to know about the MDI this time around?
So they've announced when the proving grounds are going to be, and that is February 27th to March 6th. And that's sort of like the time in which you have to grab 5 of your friends and head on into as many dungeons as possible. And you have to log your time. You have to make sure that nobody switches out any characters while you are logging your times, because, you know, and then it won't count. You
Right.
have to, I think it's like run at least 5 level 23 dungeons.
Yeah.
And log your best times, pick a captain, and then your captain registers your team for the MDI. So, you know, you've got a fair amount of time, but it'll tell you which affixes are going to be running. And
It's just, you know, there's a bunch of info, and basically it's proving grounds time. So we've got February 27th through the 13th, and you got to run with your friends and just grab your team. Make sure you have a captain. Make sure, you know, you have somebody in charge of the riffraff.
Yeah,
Like Shark, you know.
I'm worried that like this
that look
whole
was
process.
precious. That look was precious.
It is precious. I'm just worried that this whole process is potentially like friend ruining, you know, because like your friends aren't always the best players.
Sure.
Sometimes you need to ditch them if you know, want to go for the gold. You want some glory, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just thinking like, you know, maybe look around for people who are looking for an MDI team. Meet some people. You know, Reddit's probably a really great source for that. Twitter has a huge. Oh, and obviously Facebook has a huge Warcraft community. And if you're really, really good at healing, chances are there's probably people out there who really, really want you. So
yeah,
maybe consider that. But you know, I've just like been so hype about the MDI on all of the social medias, and people are, you know, saying like, how do I get involved? What do I do? How can I be a part of this? I think that I really have a shot, but I don't have a team. I don't know anybody. So, you know, just do a little digging. Definitely Reddit is probably the best source. Maybe even look on the forums, but you know, like if you think that you've got a lot to offer as far as, you know, whatever role you play, whatever class you play,
right,
there could be people out there looking for you.
Yeah.
So
like Method's looking for somebody. Wowhead actually posted something like Method was starting up a team. I'm like, how did this land in the news feed? Of course they started up a team.
yeah,
Come on, they're Method. They started
even though that's new news, it's also old news because we all
Yes.
kind of
as soon as it was announced, people went, okay, duh.
The
Yeah.
New England Patriots decided to play football again this year, guys.
Yeah,
Right,
It's news.
right.
maybe good.
Exactly. I don't understand it. But so that's going to be going on the beginning part of March. So if you are very interested in doing something like that, then make sure to go to worldofwarcraft.com, and all the information can be found right there. And as well as more information about BFA, Battle for Azeroth. We have a lot of stuff on the alpha. What?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was just looking. I was reading the blue post about the MDI.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're moving on.
No.
But
go ahead.
I found an interesting thing.
Okay.
What?
All right.
Where it's, and I don't know exactly why, but they're talking about the different divisions, right? And there's the Americas. It says this region includes United States, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, Chile, Argentina, excluding the U.S. states of Arizona, Connecticut, Maryland, North Dakota, and Vermont, and the Canadian province of Quebec.
You know why? I know why.
Is it gambling?
It's gambling.
Laws?
It's a gambling thing.
Laws?
It's a gambling law. So
that's what
yes,
so if you live in Arizona, you have 6 days to move and become a legal resident of New Mexico.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah. I remember growing up, like there'd always be like those cool, like, hey kids, enter this contest because you might win unless you live in Quebec, and then you can't. And it's like, oh.
Well, and that was
bad for everybody in Quebec.
Wins in Quebec.
That was actually when talking about the method post again. They started up a team, big deal. But one of the guys actually lives in Quebec, and so they actually need to find another tank in order to do it. He was just like filling in until they could find somebody. I'm like, so they started up 4/5 of a team. That's what method started up. That might be the news, not that they have.
Unfortunate.
I feel bad for my French Canadian brothers and sisters.
And those Arizonans, they don't know time zones either.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
is that across the board for gaming competitions or only
for gambling things, right? So and this would technically falls into that somehow. I'm not sure exactly how it's classified or whatever, but
probably because you can download that like add-on that lets you gamble in the game.
Yeah, the gamble add-on.
Yeah. I've never seen that before. I've never done that.
Now you can't compete in MDI. Oh, well.
Right. Well, let's talk a little bit about Battle for Azeroth Alpha, because we know some more things, or we think we know some more things that they're.
I don't think we know anything.
Well, they're experimenting with stuff on the alpha.
Do you ever worry that like they put out like a fake alpha and then we all play it and we're like, whoa, this is crazy, and then it's not real, and then when the thing actually comes out is like completely different?
Right.
That would be funny.
Well, actually, that happens every expansion.
I mean, pretty much, yeah.
They put out alpha and then they go, see this stuff? Most of it's going to be going away. Yeah. Most of it's going to be changing. We don't know. However, we did get some, last week we were talking a lot about hunter stuff and hunter pets. And there was actually a blue post this week from Solanus. And it was about thoughts on what pets should be, like hunter pets, what they should be. And it was basically, we want to make hunter pets like we made classes and specs for everybody else. But now we're going to do it for animals too. So
animals are important.
Yeah, but there's some cool things, and I just kind of want to stress this part. There's not going to be a DPS animal or a DPS spec and a tank spec. They're all going to do roughly the same amount of damage and have the same amount of armor and all that kind of stuff. Spore bats will not win on the meters.
Spore bats will always win on the meters. What is the best pet? Spore bat.
For the DPS.
For the DPS.
Right. So they are all going to do essentially the same damage and have essentially the same armor, and they're going to both be able to do the ferocity and the tankiness side of things. But they're going to try to make them unique somehow.
That's pretty cool. Because I used to main Hunter back in the day. Like back in the day. Yeah. I had Hunter.
I don't see anything here about Hattie, so I don't care. Bring Hattie back. Hashtag bring Hattie back now.
Okay.
Right now?
Okay.
Right now. I'm waiting, Blizzard.
Well, there is one really cool thing. And that they're still using the broad categories, at least for now, of ferocity, tenacity, and cunning for the 3 different pet groups, right? The really cool thing is the ferocity pets, all ferocity pets will have something called primal rage, which is bloodlust or heroism. But
No.
it's bloodlust.
It's bloodlust.
Come on.
Nobody's going to need mages anymore.
Mages don't lust now anyway because we have the ring. I
That's
always
true.
call for someone else to lust.
Everybody else has somebody else has to do it.
Is it bloodlust? Sharku, bloodlust? No.
Yeah, I love that. It's like those like
somebody use their drums.
By the way, it's not bloodlust if mages do it. It's not. We hit
right.
So,
it's called mage lust.
Right. Yeah, it's called mage lust. No,
I've got mage lust so hard. What I like mages.
Yeah.
Right. No,
you guys are gross.
We understand. All right. So, but that's kind of cool that all hunter pets, all the ferocity pets will have automatically bloodlust, essentially. So I like that. That's cool. That works for me. I'm good with that. And they're trying some other things, and I think we'll just have to wait and see what ends up happening with this stuff. Like everything on alpha, as we go into beta, it'll change, and then in beta it'll change, and then they'll go back to what we have now in Legion, just because it's easier.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Right. I think that's the good way of looking at it. You know, like they're trying something out. And
that's what alpha's for, right?
That's what all this stuff is for.
That's what it's like. Everything has to be tried out, and then everybody has to try it, and then everybody has to get upset about it, and then everybody has to talk about how they're upset about it, and then it'll get changed, and then it'll change back, and then it'll change to something else.
Right. Can I talk about something else that I'm upset about?
Yes.
Let's talk about more stuff.
All right. So there was something hinted at coming into Battle for Azeroth, a new time walking raid, and I'm very upset about it.
Why?
I think I am too.
Siege of Orgrimmar may be coming back to time walking.
Wait, you can't handle it?
Who wants to do that?
Dude.
Who wants to do anybody that raided during Mists of Pandaria?
Too soon.
Does not want to do that.
That's all I'm saying. Too damn soon on this whole thing.
That's what I like about it.
I still have nightmares.
Oh my god.
I go in there all the time for transmog. I rated it too, I did the grind. It was horrible. I mean, not horrible, but it became horrible eventually. But I think, just with all the time walking, it's been long enough. Like when Mists of Pandaria time walking came back, it was just soon enough that I still had those residual feelings, and it was kind of cool. It's like, I remember how to do this. I can blow right through this. It's fine. But I think like Siege is just going to be like so fresh still that it's going to be kind of cool to like go back in. And I mean, now that I'm saying it out loud, I can totally understand where you guys are coming from, but
that's good.
I would make one change.
What?
I like that. Hey, we're going to pick a different time walking raid from a different expansion every time. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Makes sense. Pull something from different. We got Black Temple, right?
Yeah.
We got Ulduar.
Now it'll be Mists of Pandaria, so
they're skipping, but they're skipping Kata. I would think Firelands is where we go next.
Oh, that would be fun.
Right?
Be fun.
Wouldn't Firelands be good? And if you're going to insist on doing Mists of Pandaria, you picked the wrong raid, Blizzard.
I loved Rylith.
Everyone hates Siege just because we were in there for 2 years.
Well, we were in there for 14 months. It was 14 months of
okay.
It's a good 14 months, you guys.
It was
Squirty McSquirt face the first time?
Instance, I think. Because you don't go for Siege. If you're doing Mists of Pandaria, you go for Thunderland. What was it called?
Throne of Thunder.
Thunderville.
Yes, that was fun. That was a fun one. I like that one.
That was a great raid. That was a really good raid. There was a lot of bosses there.
Do you remember that
you could
part?
even include, if you wanted to, you could, the lizard part. You mean Horadon? Wait, what lizard part?
Like every part in there?
The lizard. Wait, am I mixing up the dungeons? What was that fight with the lizard? And then there was like all those like globs of blood on the floor, and you had to like stab him. You
right.
Turn into a lizard.
Yes.
My computer could not handle that back in the day. Like I just had to sit that out. There was no way.
Nice.
Anyway.
Nice.
See, memories. See, this is what time walking does. It brings back fond, terrible memories.
Right. Oh, DK Rise actually makes a good point. He says Siege of Orgrimmar would be great if they put the heirloom weapons back, so you can still loot the heirloom weapons off of the rock.
No.
I mean, at least that would be another reason to go. Like if you don't have the weapons or you want to get a weapon, a better reason than just I don't.
Yes, I would need another reason to go back to Siege of Orgrimmar other than it was there. Because
I'll go with you.
If it's there in time,
we can spend time together.
I will spend time with you as long as we don't go there. How's that? If we don't go there, we can hang out together. If you decide to go there, you're on your own. That's all I'm saying.
Fine.
The only reason I like going on my DK is because I like cheating everything and being top DPS, top heals, and the tank at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I want. What was it? Dark Sim on shamans. I did so much damage. I did so much damage with one ability.
I'm just hoping that
3 million damage.
I'm just hoping that if they do the Siege of Orgrimmar time walking, that druids will be good at the time, because I got sat out on the last on Gary.
Yeah,
300 wipes or whatever it was.
What sad day? Yeah, we were doing that. And on our first kill, he was at the top of the DPS meter. That's right. Sharku the Mage.
Oh, I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh boy.
It was me.
Oh boy.
And I won the Gary mount. I won the Battle Scorpion. It was the best day of my life.
Really, I think the first time you got Gary down was like everybody's best day of life. Yeah. Because that was a long time coming.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
and you know what you spent most of the time doing? Getting through the hallway right before Gary.
Not on Alliance.
Not on Alliance.
Stop.
Not on Alliance. Don't have to worry about it. Don't have to worry about it.
Stop.
We got to, we only had to deal with some Paragon folks.
You know what, though?
3 polls, and you guys had that whole room. Oh, the horde.
You guys are privileged. Check it.
All right.
Straight up.
All right. Let's talk a little bit more about Alpha here. There's one more thing in Alpha. Well, actually, there's one more thing that's not in Alpha right now.
Yeah.
And that is first aid. And for that, everybody just kind of goes,
okay,
whatever. That's totally cool.
Sure, that sounds right.
Yep.
I actually went, wait, there's first aid?
I know, right?
I thought they already took it out.
Nobody does it anymore. They should, really, and I know I might make some people angry or whatever. They should just take out fishing as well. There should be something else.
No, because people need something to do while they watch Netflix.
Oh my God.
Like watch Netflix?
Just watch the show.
But then you're not playing video games. Haven't you ever heard of Netflix and chill? That's what it means.
Oh.
It doesn't mean,
I don't think that's what it means.
It doesn't mean watch Netflix and play WoW.
Oh crap. I've agreed to Netflix and chill so many times, and then I wait for people at WoW, and they never show up.
So many upset people.
So I think that most of the secondary things should just go away. But that's me. I think most professions should,
At least with fishing, there's some, you can get like buffs for your raid, right? Because you can get fish to make food, and so there's a purpose for it.
Right.
With archaeology, you can get cool mounts and cool stuff by leveling up your archaeology and find that. So there's a purpose for it. I can't think of a purpose for first aid.
Bandages.
For what?
For no reason.
Right.
Other than bandages.
So unless,
feel like
and
you're helping.
I actually applaud this choice because to feel like you're helping, right?
I want it to be
to cheese the Healy boss in when you're trying to solo.
Cheese the
Black
Healy
Temple.
boss?
Or not Black Temple. What's the cheese the Healy boss? Which is the one in
boss,
oh my God, Lich King, the Lich King dungeon, the raid. Oh.
Keep going, you almost got it.
I'm not even gonna do it.
Keep going.
Oh, the dragon?
Yeah.
When you have to heal up the dragon.
ICC, that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Healy boss. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you're cheesing the Healy boss.
Cheesing the Healy boss.
I don't know.
When you're trying to solo that. I don't even know. Can you use bandages for that anymore? I heard somebody did it with bandages. I don't know.
Basically, you just run around the boss and don't aggro the ICC dragon, and then you can get right past.
Valithria.
You just go in on a druid and you don't care. How's that?
Yeah, or a mage and you just go invisible and it's fine. It's fine.
It's totally cool.
You can just walk by it too now. They've changed it to where you can just get by it. But if you want to do the achievement.
Right.
I just want to say that I don't mind whatever it's called going out of the game. See, I can't even remember what it's called. first aid, because I never did it. And like the only thing that would ever come of it would be like somebody would first aid me and I'd be like, thanks. I was just going to drink a potion, but whatever.
Right.
Or people would try to chastise me for not having it because they're like, oh, you're a mage, you can't even heal. It's like, oh, I can blink heal, whatever. I got this potion also, so whatever, and it just made me feel bad because like I felt like I wasn't doing enough, to help myself in game or others. And it's like I rolled a mage so I wouldn't have to look after people, okay? I don't want to have to do that.
I think of first aid and to a lesser extent archaeology and fishing as I kind of look at pet battles. Something I don't want to do. So, let's just not do that. I think on my top character, on my original tune or whatever, I tried a little bit of first aid. It's fine. I tried a little bit of fishing. That's all right. I tried a little bit of archaeology. The last couple of expansions, I've tried to get into professions, just in general, and just been like, this isn't like the kind of game that I want to play. So
yeah, but the thing with that stuff is like you can put it on the back burner, and get into it later. Like that's what I did with PvP, and now I love it. And it did take like 13 years, but now I love it. But that's good. That's all good stuff. But like with first aid, it's like. It just kind of felt like it was something that you should probably have just in case,
Right.
And that's it. But with everything else, like, pet battles, for example, you've got that on the back burner. You might really get into it someday. You might be like super bored or, waiting for some new content, or you just want to try something new and there it is. And then you like it. But like, it's not like you're going to be like, oh, there's a little lull in new content right now. I think I'll try my best to get really good at first aid. That's not going to happen.
The only thing that fishing gets you is it gets you the skittering whatever it is mount, right?
Right.
So it gets you the water walking mount.
There's other stuff that you can get with it.
Yeah.
But
sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I never got that mount because I was like, oh no, I'm just not into it. Sorry. Can't do it. Can't do it at all. That's right.
You have a 1 in a million chance every time you make a bandage to get Ashes of Alar. There you go. That's what we need.
All right.
Then everybody would have it.
One more thing to talk about in WoW, really. There's probably a couple more things, but let's talk a little bit about this other stuff in WoW. There was a hotfix as far as the XP goes in dungeons for all of the content up through Warlords of Draenor, I believe. So
when you were grouped.
So
yep.
If you're running dungeons like normal dungeons for XP, your XP gains should have increased now with the hotfix.
Good.
Right?
Good.
Because people are complaining about it. They were like, well, I want to do dungeons.
Well, and when you were grouped with somebody because they tried to make it to where you could group with someone with a big level disparity, right? Level 58 should be able to group with a level 20 and go into any dungeon in Classic. Right. And they should be getting equivalent XP percentages, right? Mm-hmm. And apparently that wasn't working well. And then also the players felt as though they weren't getting enough XP. Because honestly, for a long time, they were dishing out XP in dungeons. You could get 3 or 4 levels
right
in one dungeon sometimes if you had the quests. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but you seemed to at least ding once, maybe twice sometimes. So
well, and especially with the quests and everything like that. So yes, now the XP has been quote unquote fixed, and so people should be happier with that stuff. Well, and with
are they ever really happy
with all of the level scaling and stuff like that? It's been weird. I know that a lot of people have felt it, and even I felt that it's been weird.
Well, there's going to be growing pains with it. It's obviously you can't really know exactly where it needs to be. They're going to have to fine tune it, and so hopefully they'll fix it. They'll get it right this time, or get it more right. So buffing experience to dungeons, great. Yep. I'm down. Let's do it.
Speaking of scaling, Xavius was soloed by a warlock. So that has nothing to do
I'm
with
not
level
even
scaling.
surprised.
No. At this point, no. I mean, it's like it seems like all the nightmare bosses are like up for grabs.
Well, they do live in like a giant log, so
Sure.
Don't they?
That. Sure.
Who does?
Sure. A giant log. That's what it is. All right. Anything else in Warcraft that you guys wanted to bring up or anything like that? Now that we've got... Go ahead.
Wanted to say that I'm really excited about the MDI and that I'm also really excited about the Arena World Championships.
Yep.
I won't say anything about it on this show.
We've got the NA Cup number 2 this weekend, so make sure to check it out if you guys are up for a little bit of arena action. And it actually this last weekend was actually pretty fun for the EU stuff, especially the finals. That was pretty sweet. So watch all that stuff.
Game 7.
I know we're running short on time, but I just have to mention the guy that Ian Explosion actually did level to 60. Killing boars and elves. Killing boars and elven for us. Yeah.
Killing boars until he was level 60 just to do the South Park thing.
Just like the South
Make love,
Park
not
episode.
Warcrafts. But it didn't take him, like 7 months?
Yeah, it was something. I can't remember exactly what they...
If it was classic, though, it would have. Totally.
I told them I was hoping they would do exactly like if Blizzard could find a way to do the math to make it take exactly the amount of time that they said in the episode to kill boars and elven forest to get to level 60. Like I kind of really wanted that to happen, but
that'd be great.
But anyway, yeah. So way to go, Ian.
Yeah, way to go.
Congratulations. You're a true hero.
Congratulations.
I knew someone was going to do it. I was waiting for it to happen. There it is.
Well, right. And yes, exactly. All right.
I'm very proud of you.
All right, let's move on to some Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
Yeah. Now, I don't know if you saw this. I think you saw this.
Oh, I watched the whole thing.
It's the year of the dog for Overwatch. And so, of course, they had a puppy rumble. One of the cutest things ever. It was kind of like the Puppy Bowl during the Super Bowl, right? So you have the Super Bowl.
Way better.
You have the Super Bowl, and then you have the Puppy Bowl right next to it, where it's just an arena filled with puppies playing football. Not really. They absolutely are. This was the same thing, except with Overwatch, where you have Overwatch League not on this weekend, so they put the Puppy Bowl or the Puppy Overwatch thing on. Puppy Rumble. Sorry.
Puppy Rumble.
But it was pretty cute, right, Thyst?
It was adorable. All of the puppies were available for adoption. Of course, they got adopted right away, which is awesome. But it was great. There was 2 teams. One team had like a bunch of Chihuahua mix brothers plus 2 more. The other team had sort of like a ragtag like sort of team going on.
Yep.
The MVP was definitely Lulu, as Symmetra.
Lulu wins. Yep.
She was not afraid to pick Symmetra, unlike all of the pro players in the Overwatch League. So step up your game, boys, because Lulu got it down, and she was like putting down her turrets wherever she felt like.
Wow.
And she was playing that defense game like nobody's business.
I am so angry that I'm just now hearing about this.
You know that when she put down her turrets, somebody had to pick those up with a plastic bag.
Turrets.
No, but it was really cool, and so they had all the dogs wearing like little doggy vests with whatever the character was on them. And Lulu was very cute, like an 8-week-old puppy.
She's like a Chihuahua Terrier.
Very scrappy, for sure.
And there was August on, I think she was Sombra, and Tabitha as Reaper, the pug mix, was my personal favorite. They were popping off, but Lulu was definitely pug champ.
And there was also a diva that had the bunny ears on.
Yeah,
and
that was really cute.
Oh my god!
And when the bunny ears weren't on, the puppy was demeked.
Yeah,
I love that. That was pretty great.
Super cute, and the casters were amazing. They were by far just like. They were so like they made it actually like very not just cute but also kind of interesting. And in between the matches, they featured like dogs and people who working at shelters across the country and stuff like that. So not only was it just like this fun sort of like, hey, I know we don't have any Overwatch League this week, but here's something that like Blizzard was literally promoting adopting dogs and cats. And
this is the only thing I want to do for the rest of my life is
I know,
watch
right?
this and be a part of it.
Right. No, it's really cool. So if you missed it like Shark, you can go over to twitch.tv/playoverwatch, and it's in the VODs right now. So make sure to go check it out. On the PTR, moving on to more of the business side of Overwatch. On the PTR, we have changes for a few different heroes.
Yes.
So, we got May, Doomfist, and Sombra, and then Jeff Kaplan was also like, oh, we might also change up some other heroes as well.
Yes. Maybe some Hanzo scattershot business. I don't know.
I think Hanzo, it was Hanzo, Symmetra, and Torbjorn were a few of them. And do you think that is any correlation to not seeing them in Overwatch League?
Yep, I do. These heroes, the way that Overwatch is, like the primary objective is like not only doing mechanics, obviously, but the game is such that switching characters depending on like character composition, team composition, situational events, etc. Like that's how you play and that's how you succeed. Like I know sometimes people can OTP something with success, but you really have to consider changing your hero from time to time if you want to win. And you see the pros do that all the time, but you also don't see the pros using a lot of Torbjorn or using a lot of Hanzo or
any of those
Symmetra.
guys. May, Doomfist, Sombra, Hanzo, Symmetra, Torbjorn. None of those guys really make a big play in Overwatch League. That's for sure. And in competitive play, I think they're just, I don't know. They're not really set up for high level play.
Exactly. So, the Overwatch team is going to do whatever they can to make these heroes viable because otherwise, they're kind of obsolete within the game. Like they'll be fun to play, but if it's like before they changed Symmetra the first time, like I loved playing her, but I knew that I could only play her sometimes on certain maps on defense, and that's it. And if I was going to choose her anyway, then I was met with toxicity, people being belligerent, my own feeling like I was being a bad team player, even though I wanted to play a hero that I thought was fun. So they're going to be trying to make sure that every single hero is viable. And the only way they can do that is by making changes and implementing them and people testing them out and stuff like that. So
I just remember all of my plays of the game with Torbjorn were me hammering the damn turret. That was it. That was the only thing that the play of the game was in the early days of Torbjorn. So
hey,
the pros just haven't found out that secret place that you have to put the turret so no one can hit it and everyone dies. Like that's they just need to figure that out. Yeah, that's
like with May's ice wall. Like you guys team up and then she ice walls you up.
Yeah,
and then I've seen that
ice wall and shield and we just gotta gotta know how to win the game.
I don't want to play against you now.
Right. Yeah,
you sound tricky.
Yeah, it's Trixie. Trixie Hobbitses.
Oh boy. All right.
He stole it.
So all of that stuff is on PTR, and we should be seeing something soon with at least May, Doomfist, and Sombra. And then later to some other characters. And I really hope that they do all of the fixes before they try to put a new hero in, the hero 27 that they're talking about. Hero number 27 or whatever. So
who knows? I mean, at the same time, like when Moira came out, like she was almost perfect from the get-go, So there's that too.
Right. Yeah. I suppose
you never know.
I suppose you're right.
You never know.
And the other thing is that Overwatch, if you don't have it, it's going to be 50% off through the end of the month, essentially.
That's great.
So
I've talked to so many people who are trying Overwatch for the first time because they really enjoy watching Overwatch League.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's amazing. They're like, I've never played this game, but watching this game and people playing it is really cool and interesting, and now I want to try it. Yep. Like, I never would have thought that it would be backwards like that.
That is pretty cool, actually. That is pretty cool. And I always thought that Well, I guess Overwatch League has not been too tough to get into.
No, and that's the point,
from an
right?
outsider's point of view. Yeah.
They're trying to make it digestible for everybody. They're trying to get it into everybody's living rooms. They're trying to get people to talk about it around the water cooler. Like that's the whole point. They're trying to make esports super huge in North America, and they're doing that with Overwatch, and it's working.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Shark, you got anything else?
I'm still watching puppies. You guys keep talking about Overwatch.
That's what I thought. You were just kind of out.
Really
I wanted
quiet
to bring
for like the past 20 minutes because I'm like,
I wanted to bring you back in if you were totally up for it. But yeah, no, it's the puppy rumble is awesome. So make sure to watch that. But maybe wait until after the show. Shark.
What? I'm still paying attention. I just don't play as much Overwatch as I really should, honestly. It's a great game, but maybe I'll get back in. I had a lot of fun playing with this. What was it, a couple of weeks ago that I was on your stream? We were playing around.
Heck yeah, we were popping
and
up.
Willie Dill showed up. Man, it was good. It was a good time. It was a good time. So
very cool.
I'll have to get in there some more.
Very cool.
And show you guys how to play.
And I know we were talking about stuff that is great on the can. So let's talk about a Hearthstone.
Epic.
Yeah, and we actually have something for the next 3 weeks in Arena. We have what they're calling Wildfest.
Cards Gone Wild.
Yes, Cards Gone Wild.
Yeah.
I think I was on one of those.
That's something. Yeah, that's something different. That's something different. So Wildfest is going to be around for the next few weeks. It's live right now in Arena. So if you go into Arena, they're activating every single card. So they're saying, you know what? Every card is going to be available for Arena. If you play Arena, any card could show up, and we're just playing Wild Arena. So
ooh, that is wild.
Right. I think they're just trying to sell some old inventory.
I love it.
So yeah, that's cool. I
think it's great. Well, I think it's fun. I'm glad they don't do it all the time because that can be incredibly confusing and daunting for new players. Like, not only do you have to worry about the past 2 years, cards that have come out in the past 2 years, which there are a lot of them. You also have to worry about all the cards that's come out since the game began. It's so obvious. That's why they did the whole wild system. So it makes sense. But at the same time, I actually am probably going to step into Arena a little bit this week or over the next couple of weeks, because this sounds really, really fun. Like all the cards, because I have been playing since I'm one of those guys that I have every card back that they've ever given for every week because I've got my love because I'm doing it. I love it.
Nice.
I love the game. It's great.
Nice.
But yeah, it'll be really fun to see some old cards that you like to draw Dr. Boom in Arena.
Oh man.
Like that, you know what I mean? Just like
those were the days.
I went back. I've been trying to make all these awesome meta decks, and I never have all the dust I want to. And I actually ended up dusting all of my wild cards because I never play wild. And dusting Dr. Boom was probably the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. And I've been through a divorce.
I'm sorry.
So I want to make sure that we understand what we're talking about here. Dusting Dr. Boom was rough.
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that. That's tough, man. That is tough.
Yo, man, you know what I did last night? I dusted Dr. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like it's different than what it is. I don't know.
Could be.
Dusting Dr. Boom.
Yeah. Dr. Boom.
All right. One other thing before we get out of here. Oh boy.
Are we leaving?
Well, at some point we do. But I want to talk a little bit about Diablo.
Which doctor? This doctor.
So it seems like Blizzard is working on something new for Diablo.
Ooh.
And there's some speculation. And they're speculating. Well, I'm not speculating, but they are. Just the anonymous they.
Who's they? Oh.
Right. The anonymous they are anticipating something like Diablo 4. Yeah! Which would be cool. I'd like that.
Yeah, would.
I'd like that.
I'm down.
So it's either Diablo 4 or maybe a new expansion, I think. for Diablo 3.
I'm down with all of that. More Blizzard stuff, please. I don't even care what it is at this point.
I kind of want to move on, though. I would almost rather it be Diablo 4.
I think so, and I think it's been so long without anything new in that game, other than seasonal stuff. You know, they've actually done a really good job. By the way, to give it to the Diablo team in figuring out a way to take, I don't want to call it a dead game, but I mean, nothing new has come out in that game in a long time.
Right.
But what they did with Seasons, taking the same stuff that we've done over and over again and altering a little bit, having the riffs, having this, having that, like adding little things every time you get a new season, like the year they added the cube and all, like they've done a really good job of keeping. I'm not very interested in Diablo at all, but whenever a new season comes around, I'm like, yeah, I'll get in a level another character. Like, well, I'll see you. Get somebody to power level me, get the new tier bonus, become God of all things, and blow everything up, and clear level 80 rifts and stuff. And
right.
But yeah, they've done a really good job of that. But I think it's time for something new, and I really hope it's a new game.
The chat room agrees. The chat room agrees. By the way, they're all saying, "Yep, they haven't come out with anything forever for 3, so let's just move on to 4 already."
I was surprised 2 BlizzCons ago when they didn't announce Diablo 4 2 years ago.
Oh, right.
Remember
right,
we got the dice?
Yeah, we got the dice.
And then they rolled the dice and it landed on 4. It was the Diablo dice that landed on 4 in that video, and we're all like, it's gotta be. And then Diablo came out and said, we're making a new version of Diablo 1.
Right. And
what they do that for?
And we've made some beer for the party.
Right. And you get a necromancer. Oh.
Okay. All right.
The Witch Doctor too. Great. The necromancer was a lot of fun. But anyway, yeah, we're ready. We're ready. Let's do it. Diablo 4. Come on.
Diablo 4.
Right. And
for sure.
Diablo for sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. Shell's saying the same thing. Necromancer added some life. They've been able to add little things here and there.
No, Necromancer added life.
When they said that it was going to be a Necromancer, that was the new thing they were going to do. We're not going to do a new expansion. Right. We're just going to add a new class. I'm like, if they're not wasting time on expansion, that's because they've been working on a new game.
And I think
that's what I feel.
I think that Blizzard has done that with all of their titles, where it seems like they're not necessarily building expansions or whatever, but they're doing little tweaks within the games like StarCraft 2. And I mean, StarCraft 2 has definitely gotten some expansions and stuff like that, and some announcer packs and some co-op modes and blah, blah, blah. But with Diablo, it's definitely been more stagnant for a while. But they keep on making it work, making people come back.
You know what I want to see?
That's cool. What?
And I know this isn't Blizzard's thing, but I would love to see like a Elder Scrolls style.
All right, get out of here.
Crawler, like with Diablo theme, though.
Are you talking about?
Wouldn't that be cool? Like a first-person sword and like I don't know. I'm really into Skyrim
I want him to come out with a cheesy. I want him to come out with a cheesy platformer. That's what I want.
But that would be really cool. Not a cheesy platformer, but like a first-person, like well, there's another game that was what was the game of Might and Magic? Wasn't that it?
I don't know.
That was kind of like that, and you could. I don't know. I think that would be fun for Blizzard to play with, and I think that
non-Blizzard games
because
I understand.
And I'm not saying they should copy. I'm just saying I think it would be fun for Blizzard to try a new thing, and I think the Diablo universe would be really cool for a first-person RPG.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Make them stop.
Okay, then I'll just play the music. That's one way to make them stop.
Guess what? I'm the favorite. Suck it, Shark.
So it is time to get out of here. Unless there's anything else was there anything else that you guys wanted to talk about before we get out of here?
Keep asking us that.
I'm just obviously not going to apply for that position that's leaking the whole Diablo 4 thing, because apparently I have the worst ideas ever.
Right.
Yep. That's good. Thank you.
Good. That is good. All right. Then I won't play this. I had to sneeze. Oh my gosh. Wow. Good thing I hit the mute button. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm good. Let's talk a little bit about what we've got coming up in the next, I don't know, whatever, week or so, and where people can find you guys. Shark, I will start with you.
I host podcasts. On podcast for Merely a Setback. Go to Setback Podcast on Twitter.
That was pretty good. That wasn't bad.
That
wasn't bad. I like
what I'm trying to say there?
I like how you waited about 5 seconds before you actually started up.
I know. I was like, wait a second. You said Shark. That's my name.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
it's your name.
Forward to all the things now.
Right. But
yeah, check me out on Merely a Setback. We had a new episode just posted today, so
Awesome.
go check it out. We have fun.
And Thyst, how about you, buddy?
Hey. Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey.
Hey. I'm on a podcast called Lagging Balls.
Yeah.
And we talk about Blizzard games, except StarCraft. And the new episode will be coming out tonight because I'm going to edit it presently. And I'm also on Battlenet Sports.
Yeah.
With you. And it's so much fun. And everybody should check it out because esports are the best.
Right.
And I write for doubletap.com. And if you want bite-sized information about Overwatch, you should go check that out because that's what I do all day.
And that's at dbltap.com.
That's right. Thank you.
It's not actually doubletap.com. It's dbltap.com.
Yeah.
So make sure to check that out. All right, and for me, you can check me out at Pat Crane. That's with a K on all the social medias out there and all the shows. So there. And you can check out the show at Convert to Raid on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else. That's if you want to... Here, I'm going to bail on that music, and I'm going to play this stuff. That's if you want to join in on the conversation that we're having. Anytime, you can do that. You can bug us in Discord. You can start conversations on Twitter. You can leave comments on YouTube that I will read occasionally when I feel brave.
Are you going to read them on the show?
When I feel brave. Maybe. We'll see. And you can join the Bazooba Guabo Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com. That's where we have all the things. We have show downloads, Discord info, videos, audios, guild stuff, swag store, Blizzard news from all over the place. Plus, we also have the Convert to Raid Podcast Network over there. That's where you can find Merely a Setback and Lagging Balls and other stuff like that. Other great shows from all of the players here at Convert to Raid. So there. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media, and thanks, guys. Thanks, Thyst. Thanks, Shark.
Oh,
thanks
for
Twitch.
having us.
Thanks, thanks to everybody. Thank you for listening to us, picking us up. We love that you do that, and we hope that you had a great time. And for all the guys at Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sure.
Gave everybody.
Didn't you get topless at BlizzCon, or did somebody lift your shirt up? I can't remember.
Did I go topless at? No, I didn't go. Not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Why do I remember that?
I don't remember that.
Did that not actually happen?
Why do I remember that? I don't know.
I do remember introducing myself to
some creative fantasy work. I don't know.
Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised
if I told you guys this, but at the CTR party, I was at the end of the night. Olivia Grace was talking with Gizmo.
Okay.
And I just didn't recognize her, and I was very end of the night.
How can you not recognize her?
No, because I was very end of the night at BlizzCon. You get what I'm saying?
I was very into the night.
And so I walk up and I see, and I'm talking. I'm happy. I'm Sharku. We're all having a good time. I'm like,
3 sheets.
Hey, I don't think I've met you yet. Hey, I don't know if you know about this, but I'm a pretty big deal around here. I'm on the podcast Convert to Raid.
Oh, that's funny. Oh my God, she was probably just staring at you.
And she's like, yeah, she was. She was so nice.
Just like, wow.
And she goes, and I kind of shake it up like, I'm just kidding. My name's Sharku. She's like, oh, hi, I'm Olivia. And I'm like, oh.
And you go, oh, crap.
I said very loud explicits, and I went, Olivia, you're Olivia Grace. I know who you are.
Olivia's so great.
No, I leave now. Thank you.
Milady, you tipped your fedora.
She's so cool.